been waiting to get like a good intro with like a good sounding mic, a good, some energy in it, but I've waited like 5 days to record this. I need to. Welcome to the playoffs at 2 in the morning here, and we have the Battle of Texas. Welcome back to the Houston Hitmen, boys. Inaugural season, we made the playoffs as a wild card team, so we are a pretty mid team. We are the underdogs, but we are playing the juggernaut Dallas Stars. As for the rest of the playoff bracket, we have Colorado, Minnesota, Vegas, Seattle, Chicago, and Edmonton on our side. I forgot to check this out, but the AHL team had 31 wins. Bradley Nadeau at 62 points. Shakir played well. A lot of the young kids, played our best hockey, so that's a good sign to see from the AHL. By the way, Merry Christmas to everybody who celebrates, Happy Hanukkah, something like that. I have Jewish friends. I mean, not anymore really, but shout out Orange, Shy, all the boys from back then. But we have a stacked Dallas Stars team. Battle of Texas. Let's break it down. Jason Robertson, stud. Rupe Hintz, stud. I mean, he only had 59 points. Mikko had 94. So these boys are buzzing. Wyatt Johnston also listed as a first liner. Matt Duchene also listed as a first liner. So they got a deep team. Miro and Harley are two of the best defensemen. Lindell, that's one of the best trios. And then, they have Jake the Snake in net, a playoff proven goaltender. In case anyone forgot, this is our team here. This is the lines we're going to be rocking. Kotkaniemi's coming back soon. But this is what we're going to rock for game 1 of the playoffs. Jesper Wallstedt in net. Alright, boys, the first playoff game in franchise history. This is about to be crazy. The Dallas Stars versus the Houston Hitmen. Let's see how we do in our first ever playoff run. Colin Blackwell scores to open it. Quinn makes it 1-1. Yes, sir. Now, I will say, if you saw in the last episode, we did get some gameplay. Jack Quinn with the first ever franchise playoff goal, by the way. But we did get some gameplay in. I don't really want to, win the Stanley Cup by gameplay. Drew Hellison. We're going to get to know our team throughout the regular season. And then in the playoffs, we're going to have some fun watching these boys cook as they are right now. Third period, Wyatt Johnston power play goal. He does Jamie Benn power play goal as well. That man was alive. But when the Atlanta obviously, I was trying to make an old joke for Jamie Benn, but it didn't really land. But oh my God, Drew Hellison has a 2-goal game. We are headed to overtime at 2 in the morning. You know what? We're jumping in. I don't even care. Okay, boys, come on. This is about to be sick. Let's go. Overtime at 2 in the morning. Episode 3 of the Houston Hitmen. Can we go out here and get a dub? Michael in. Connor McMichael in. Broberg shooting. Nice save. McMichael. Greg in. Yes! Really, Greg wins it in overtime. And we win the first game in franchise history for our playoffs. This is going to be terrible. I have no water or anything. My voice is going to be absolutely cooked. But we have Kotkaniemi back. Really, Greg scored the OT winner, but we're going to put him back in line 4. Game number 2 is here. Come on, boys. 1-0. Sam Steele scores. It is still 1-0. We need to see if we can tie it up here. Maverick Bork against his former team ties it up. You would love to see it. Emil Andre, out of all people, scores. Rupe Hintz scores to tie it up. There's no way this is going to happen again. It is. We have another overtime. That is the end of the first overtime. Nothing has happened so far. A couple huge saves by Jesper Wallstedt. That save was ridiculous. Shout out Jesper Wallstedt keeping us in this game. But it is still 2-2. Taking a 2-0 lead in our rivals area would be crazy. I don't think I hyped it enough. Houston versus Dallas. This is like Toronto versus Ottawa. This is for the state of Texas. Oh my, we did it. We did it. Owen Beck My voice is gone. I legit can't like commentate the game. But Owen Beck makes it 2-0. How did that happen? Owen Beck, William Carrier down the wing, cuts in, and the rookie gives us a 2-0 lead in the playoffs. I expected this to be the off-season video, but we're going through the playoffs right now. First playoff game in Houston. We are up 2-0. The first playoff game at home in franchise history. It is a packed crowd here in Houston. All 4 million people are showing up to a hockey game. The Texans suck. The Astros are cheating. You know, the Rockets have KD and they still can't beat the Thunder. So everyone's showing up to this game. And it is 2-1. Ben and Robertson score. Sam Girard scores on the power play. It is 3-1. Jason Robertson scores. And that is the end of that one. We lose game 3. I'm not gonna lie, I thought Jake Ottinger was injured, but maybe not. I thought I saw Casey DeSmith. Maybe I'm tripping. But it is game 4 here. We lost our first ever game at home. I don't think we should try and make it 2. But 2 power play goals for the Dallas Stars. 4 goals. And we lose both at home. Maverick Bork scores against his former team. It does not matter. We're tied at 2 heading into Game 5, the pivotal Game 5. We have won every single game on the road so far, and it is 0-0. The second period, it is 0-0. A huge game here. First goal could win it. Austin Krause, out of all people, has the first goal of the game. Shots are 28-35 for the Dallas Stars. Come on, boys. 3, 2, 1... Yes, sir. Jesper Wallstedt, a shutout in Game 5. 39 saves. Lawson Krause game winner. We are 1 game away from winning our first ever playoff series. Alright, Game 6, a chance to win our first ever playoff series. We're going to let this thing play out. And hopefully we don't have to go back to Dallas for Game 7. Radek Faxa scores, Rope Hintz scores, the Finns are cooking for the Stars. It is 2-0 Dallas after 1 period. Miss Harley scores, Matt Duchene scores, 4-0 for the Dallas Stars after 2 periods. That is not a good look here. We need something big here, boys. Okay, that is it. 4-0. We get shut out by Jake Ottinger. 18 saves. We did not put a lot of rubber on net. Now it is Game 7. We have won every single game on the road. Can we do it one more time here in Dallas in front of a packed Stars crowd? Many Houston fans would have made the trip, and Jack Quinn opens the scoring. Tyler Seguin ties it up at 1. The biggest hockey game in Texas history. Maybe that 1999 Cup final, but this is a battle of Texas. Mikko Rantanen scores as well. The Dallas Stars are up 2-1. Rantanen and Seguin have scored. Jack Quinn does get 1 for us though, so we still have life. 1. We need a goal. Somebody. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's a guy on the first line. I don't care if it's a guy on the 4th line. We need a goal from somebody. And Nathan Bastian scores to make it 3-1. That is not good. Oh man. 3, 2, 1. And that is it. The Houston Hitmen lose in the first round to the Dallas Stars. Damn, man, we had our chance right there. I mean, thing is, the 3 games we won, 2 were in overtime. 1 was a shutout from Wallstedt. They dominated us all series. But we fought. I'm so proud of the boys. Maverick Bork went off against his old team. 4 points plus 4. Jack Quinn, 2 goals. Ridley Gregg. I mean, yeah, we just couldn't score. That first line got dominated. Svechnikov 0 points. Frost 0 points. That's not good enough, boys. Gerard had 4 points. I mean, John Carlson 1 point minus 3. Their best players just played better than ours. Jesper Wallstedt, what a series. That boy was our MVP. I'm so proud of the boys. We made it to 7 games against our expansion season. We not only make the playoffs, but we made it to 7 games against the Dallas Stars, even after trading guys like Perfetti and Demko back to their old teams. And in this universe, the Toronto Maple Leafs have won the Stanley Cup. Tucson Roadrunners have won the AHL Cup. And for Gavin McKenna, the St. Louis Blues look like they are going to land Gavin McKenna. Tyrese, I mean, you guys know this, but like, I mean, here they are. It's not really a surprise for year one. Carey Price retires on the Sharks. It didn't let me do draft interviews, but you know what? That's okay. I wasn't going to do them anyways. But the Toronto Maple Leafs have won the Stanley Cup. Tampa Bay has won the President's Trophy. It was Dallas versus Toronto. So if we won that Game 7, we could have made the finals. Playoff tree was looking like this. I mean, Toronto, man, somehow without Marner, they do it. Marner got eliminated by the Blackhawks. That is crazy. The Blackhawks made the conference finals. Individually, Nikita Kucherov wins the Art Ross and the Hart. Victor Hedman with the Norris. Lady Bing the Cooch. Tampa took home all these awards. Demidov, the Zin Master. Calder Memorial. Morgan Riley, Conn Smythe. That is ridiculous. We need to see those numbers. Logan Thompson, Vezina. Could happen in real life. Yo, we got the Jack Adams. That is crazy. Crosby, Selke, Ted Lindsay, Kucherov, Rocker Shark, Kucherov. Austin Matthews had 28 points. Morgan Riley had 28 points from the blue line. This dude is a stud. Oh my goodness. How did he somehow, someway finagle that? We are in the off season. We have a couple coaches that retired, but our coach has won the Jack Adams. That is perfect. I mean, Colton Morrow is a 48-year-old offensive-minded coach. Of course he's going to be an absolute stud. We have to build our program around this guy. We have to make sure that we find players that fit his system. We're going to be one of those teams that builds around a coach and not a player until we find a player that fits our coach and we can build around. What pick do we have? We have pick number 21 in this draft and pick number 22 from Minnesota. So we could move up in the draft if we want to, if we see a player we like. Forward core needs everything. Our prospects are good. Our NHL team sucks at forward. Defense is amazing. A+. Looks like we just don't need any defensemen, so that's ideal. You know, we can run it back kind of. And then in net, I mean, we have a good starter. I love Wallstedt as our starter. I like our prospects. I don't know if his C is fair. I feel like it should be higher, but maybe we have to wait a little bit. But I think, you know, the main upgrade is going to go to the forward core this year. We have to find forwards that we trust. We'll do the off-season conversations later. Who could we pick at number 22? Beckham Edwards, JP Hulbert, Zane McClement. Would have been nice to get, you know, some scouting done on these guys. But it is time to go to the NHL entry draft. We have pick 22. Is any team looking to move their pick? Anaheim at 7, 16, 17. There's a lot we can do. If we throw our 2 picks on the block, we can get Mikael Granlund, who, I mean, he's probably not as good. I don't know if he's worth it. Second line forward, like, he'd help our team for sure, but he's 34. I don't know about that one. If we call up Anaheim for their 7th pick, so we could swap Svechnikov, who sucked in the playoffs. We could swap Siegenthaler. We could trade McMichael, not doing that. Kotkaniemi and Greg, that could be interesting. Ellington, we're not going to trade a guy we just drafted. Looking at calling up the Ducks at 7, but for now, Gavin McKenna goes number 1 to the St. Louis Blues. 3 red X factors potentially. Number 2, Adrian Weber, a medium elite player who could play on the 3rd line, and then Keaton Verhoff could play a top 6 role. So 3 studs up top. So if we're being realistic, 16 and 17 could not get the Islanders pick number 5 or 4 or whatever it was with Utah. So 21 and 22, can that move me up 10 spots to 12? The Pens have a ton of seconds and thirds. They have a 3rd next year from New Jersey. They have 3 seconds next year. I don't know what we should look at. Let's say 12 and 50 for 21 and 22. I think this should go through. I think I'm willing to do this, getting a a good prospect, a better prospect than 2 average prospects. I know we need quantity. That's why we're going with 50. So I think I'm going to do this. 21 and 22, moving up 10 spots, and then getting a second round pick. I think 45 should be attainable. Let's see if this works. 12 and 45 for 21 and 22. That is rejected. I tried 50. That is rejected. Let's check out a third round pick here. That is rejected. I don't even know if this will go 1 for 1. I'm trying to get as much as I can. Okay, I'm going to tag on a third round pick from New Jersey, and if this doesn't work, I'm going to try this straight up. 21 and 22 for 12. It is rejected. We have to throw in something else. Alexander Holtz, he did not play for us at all. You know, he should have. He's probably an NHLer. He could play for Pittsburgh. He's a former top 10 pick. Will this go through? Trade rejected. Sweeten it just a touch. We have 5 young goalies. We're going to trade this guy that we drafted in the second round, Habibulin, so we don't have to give up another draft pick. So 12 for all of this, and sweeten it just a touch. Okay, do I give up a 6th from this year? We don't have any other depth draft picks, so I guess I have to give up a 6th from this year, and that is accepted. Whoever we draft here better be worth it. So Stenberg number 4, Rubrock number 5, Lawrence number 6, Lynn, Preston, Belchez, Hermanson, so top 6, Dax and Rudolph. So who do we have here? We have Vigo Bjork. We have a Chinese guy, Jose Ward. I know the EA generated players are really good. I don't want to cheese it. If Vigo Bjork was on the clock or available and I was here and he's falling because of his character, but I'm sure we can fix that. Sold already, like a pure, I don't know if he's a two-way forward or a playmaker. He just, like, the X factor is guaranteed. Like, these players don't come around often. So with that being said, here we go. 12th overall pick in the 2026 draft, the Houston Hitmen select Vigo Bjork out of Sweden. He's a minor scoring forward, so he's probably like a 75-ish. He can play in the AHL, so that's nice. We could put him with our young core, see how he fits. He's a playmaker who has a lot to work on. He's a very raw prospect, but he looks like an absolute stud. Listen, I know Ward's going to be a stud, third line scoring forward. I could have cheesed it so easily, but it's more fun to have a real player. And Vigo Bjork is a real player. It's going to be so much fun with him. Yo, pause. I'm not looking to trade away any players. We just made the playoffs, so until we get to the offseason, we could draft guys who aren't real to try and cheese, but I want to draft somebody who the scouts say is going to be good. And this guy, Lassi Kartinen, we're going to pick him at 87, off the board a little bit. He's a top 4 low. You know what? We'll take a top 4 low defenseman. That could help. Hey, look, there's a top 6 player from Lithuania, Sergei Vorobov. He's a grinder, and he's a top 6, probably like a 48 overall, but he could develop into something. So there's a 2-bar elite medium defenseman. I don't think this is true, but he's only 3 years out. And he's a 7th defenseman, so that did not go well. But that is our draft. I think we did very well. We got a superstar in Vigo Bjork. Now it's time to re-sign a bunch of players. There's a lot to do here. And we're going to keep an old rule from the channel. If you don't want to be here, get the hell off my team, buddy. Okay, I saved all our NHL players. John Carlson is up first. He wants $10 million. You know what, John Carlson? You've earned it. You've earned a $10 million contract for one more time in your career. We have the money. Not going to spend it on anybody, so we'll sign John Carlson. Philip Broberg is up next. He has max interest, even though it says he doesn't want an extension. And I think the easiest thing is to just, toss him a solid, 3.5 milli and see what he says to that. And he accepts right away. Shout out Philip Broberg. Maverick Bork, surely we just do the same thing. 2.4 million for Maverick Bork. We want to make sure we treat our players, but we also don't scam them. And then Emil Andre, played pretty well. The team played well when he played, so we'll give him 2.5 there. Emil Andre accepts the deal. John Carlson accepts the deal. So we kind of have to figure out what we're going to do with all of our depth guys. But for now, we have 25 mil of cap space. We're going to see what we can do in free agency. I mean, a lot of the players signed extensions, but let's check out free agency. Okay, goaltenders, we don't really need anything. Jet Greaves. Actually, that's something we should do. We should check the RFAs first. Obviously, we don't need Jet Greaves. I'm not going to waste my money on defense. Michael Kesselring's a good one. He does want to sign with us, so that could be a potential thing. Josh Stoen, Trevor Zegras. I think we have to look for players who are willing to sign with us, and these three kind of are, so that if we, offer sheet them or trade for them, we can get Doen, Brink, or Zegras, so that's nice. First thing though, I don't care how much money it is, we are offering our franchise player 8 years, Jesper Wallstedt. I mean, we should really throw a no movement clause on this, but I mean, I think we can go 8.75 for 8 years with some shenanigans. You know what, Jesper? I'll bump it up for you. 9 million. Actually, we can get it done at 8.75. We're still giving him the full bar, but we're giving him 90%, a lot of control about where he goes. Will Jesper Wallstedt be on our team? Yes, he will. Wallstedt is locked up for 8 more years. We have to make sure we put a good team around him so that he doesn't decline in these 8 years. That is going to be sick. Next up, Drew Hellison, to make sure he sticks on the team, 2.5. I like that kind of a deal. Philip Broberg passed the test, but there is a rule that says if you don't want an extension, you're not coming back. Lawson Krause, I mean, we don't really care. But Jack Quinn wants 5 mil and he just doesn't want to come back. At least Lawson Krause has some interest in our team. If you're wondering why I'm not signing Gerard, he wants $11 million. I don't know about that one, but Jack Quinn might be traded. Jack Quinn is a stud. He did put up 47 points plus 20 last year. Part of an amazing line. However, I mean, I think, if he doesn't want to sign here, I don't want to wait for him to, not sign. This is because the perfect opportunity popped up. Bobby Brink is also a third line scoring forward. They are both snipers. However, in my opinion, Bobby Brink's stats look a little bit better. His shot is worse. His skating is worse, but everything else is better. And skating are what make a sniper, but the fact that he can defend a little bit, I mean, he can pass a lot better. His offensive awareness is higher, defensive awareness is higher. He's a bit more of a physical player. Jack Quinn is 6'1", but 40 points. They're both playmaking snipers. Jack Quinn doesn't want to be here. They're both 24. I think Bobby Brinks, overall might be tanked based on the fact that the shooting isn't as high. Maybe we can do something like this. Kotkaniemi and Quinn for Zegras and Brink. Draft pick out of this too. So Jack Quinn, it's been real, it's been fun, but it ain't been real fun. Plus 20 U's might have been our best player, our best forward last year other than McMichael. But if you're not going to re-sign, and we can find a similar player, we're going to do that, man. We're going to do that. Brink, a 3rd and a 7th round pick. Trade rejected. We'll take out the 7th. Will this go through? It is rejected. But, do I want to throw in a pick? Damn, bro. Not even a 4th? Can we get a 5th round pick? Or will this not go through? The 5th will go through if we move up from a 7th. So 7th for a 5th, Jack Quinn for Bobby Brink, and we have traded away Jack Quinn. We can get for a little bit cheaper. I'm going to overpay him a little bit from what we need to. 3 years at 3.25. We could go 2 years and keep him an RFA. but I think 3 years is fine. You know, if he doesn't work out, he can just walk. So Drew Hellison accepts, Bobby Brink accepts, so that's nice. And now we just wait. This is what we're doing, full interest. This guy has full interest, and we're going to make sure we offer him the max so he accepts. I don't know what that would be. I don't know what type of money we'd have to offer Gino. 9 mil. 9 mil for 1 season. Evgeny Malkin, will you come to Houston? Oh my goodness, we just signed a superstar. Shakir McMadulan is getting offer sheeted by the Maple Leafs. We are going to match that, of course. As is getting offer sheeted by the Predators, we're going to match that because why not? Stanislav Svozil's getting offer sheeted by the Canadiens. We're going to match that because why not? Here we are. So we're going to name a captain. We're going to see Gino Malkin's debut, our first like true superstar. And man, it is going to be a crazy season number 2 for the Houston Hitmen. Make sure you guys stay tuned for that. So subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.